Shazam is the new DC superhero movie about the character Shazam. For those of you not familiar with him, he is this little kid named Billy Batson, and he gets his power from this wizard that when he says the word Shazam, he gets struck by lightning and he turns into a grown adult male with superpowers, and he has the powers of flight as well as super strength as well as a few others. And Billy Batson, he's also an orphan, so he's living in a foster home, and he has all these siblings and these foster parents, and it's a very interesting situation with them all. This film is directed by this guy, David F. Sandberg, and I don't really know any of this guy's other movies. He's done some short films, and then he did this one movie in 2016 called Lights Out, and I've never seen that. So yeah, this guy is fairly new to me, as well as the writers on this film. Now, the cast in this, the little kid that's playing little Billy Batson, is named Asher Angel. And then when he turns into Shazam, that's played by Zachary Levi. For those of you who don't know Zachary Levi, he was on the NBC show called Chuck, which I used to be a fan of back in the day. We also have this guy, Mark Strong, which those of you might know him from the Kingsman movies. And in this movie, he plays Dr. Savannah, who is like a mad scientist, and he is the arch nemesis and villain of Shazam. And another interesting actor in this movie, we have this kid, Jack Dylan Grazer, and he plays like the foster brother to Billy Batson, and he was really good in this as well. Onto my pros for this movie, it is just so lighthearted and fun. So many DC movies are so serious and dark, whether it be Batman or even Man of Steel is super dark for some reason. But Shazam is not like that at all. Shazam is more in the line of a lot of these lighthearted, fun Marvel movies that we've had of late, and it just nails that humorous tone. Especially Zachary Levi, when he gets on screen, he has just so many fun, humorous moments because he's, this little kid who's in this grown body, and he's hanging out with his foster brother, played by Jack Dylan Grazer, and they're just having so many good moments, whether it be they're testing their various superpowers, what Shazam can and can't do, whether it be they're going to a variety store and trying to buy beer, or Shazam just appreciating his newfound fame and he's just taking selfies with people on the street. So just some really great fun moments in this. I also thought the foster family was really well done and well brought into the movie. They really explained that whole situation well. Like the foster parents, I like that they explained that they were foster kids themselves, so that's why they felt the need to adopt 6 kids, which is a crazy thing to do. And the home life for all these orphans in this foster home was very believable, I thought, for what would maybe be a very unbelievable situation. But it was just really fun with all these different kids and seeing Billy in the mix with them. And then once Shazam comes in the mix later, just really good stuff there. There's also lots of great Easter eggs tying into the overall DC universe, which I appreciated, whether they're discussing Batman's batarangs, or Superman, or in one of the post-credit scenes, one of the new characters that they introduce. So I loved some of that. Now on to my cons for this movie. One is that it just is a little bit cheesy and campy at times, but maybe that kind of works for the Shazam world, but at the same time, like some scenes were a little bit too kind of like family friendly, kind of jokey like that I didn't love so much, but still that's a mild criticism. I thought Dr. Savannah was a little bit too over the top and too evil at times, but then again, he's a mad scientist. Maybe he's supposed to be kind of out there and cheesy. I definitely did not love these 7 Deadly Sin gargoyle type characters that were kind of one of the major things that Shazam had to fight throughout the movie. So I never loved that aspect of it. Overall, though, I thought this movie freaking nailed it. Such a good comedic tone in this movie. Reminds me a lot of the Tom Hanks movie Big, where he gets this little kid gets made into a grown adult male, and we see lots of humor there. There's just lots of really good comedy moments in this that even transcend that superhero genre. And if you're a little kid, I think they would love this movie even more. This is a great movie to take your kids to, but if you're an adult, there's still lots of stuff here for you to enjoy. I think this is probably one of the best post-Christopher Nolan DC films in the last few years. So I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10. Great stuff. By the way, this is a great time to jump into the comics. There's a really good Shazam run right now written by Jeff Johns. It's only 3 issues in, so it's easy to jump in. Check out my video where I break down that first issue to see if it's something you'd be interested in.